Yo, what it is, guys? What's up? Welcome back to the channel. Man, it feels like it's been a minute since I've recorded. I've actually been really busy these past few weeks. Probably for about the past month. I've been working 6 days every week, and I just haven't had too much time to really chill and vlog. I've been doing a few mini projects on both the cars, and over the course of a month, man, I guess I kind of did a lot. So let me catch you guys up on what's been going on. So right now the Prelude has a misfiring issue and it's currently not running. I removed the valve cover and a few of these bolts were stripped as I was taking off the valve cover, and so right now I can't securely bolt down the valve cover. So pretty much the Prelude is down because I'm still trying to figure out the misfire issue with cylinder 2. And when I was looking back at my old videos when I had a burnt valve over a year ago, I realized that cylinder 2 was also the issue back then. So apparently something else is going on, because right now cylinder 2 is bad on the Prelude, and I'm really thinking I'm just gonna have to tear the motor apart and try to figure it out. And yeah, the Civic. Yo, there's a water leak in here and I've just been trying to find it. You look at all this, I pulled out the carpet, I pulled out all the trim pieces, I pulled out the passenger seat, and I even have masking tape on the windshield. Check out the Civic. This thing is gutted, man. This thing is just ready for the track. So I had Scholar spray down the Civic while I was in here, and I found the leaks were coming from the roof. They weren't coming from the sunroof, they were coming from like the corners right here. Like it was literally dripping right here on both sides. But don't get me wrong, I did check the drains on the sunroofs and they were all good. And so the only thing that made sense to me was that somehow water is coming in through the windshield right here. So pretty much I took off this weather strip, took off this weather strip, I got a gasket maker and just went over the edges of the windshield. I had to use this masking tape to hold down the weather strip to hold it in place while the gasket dried up. So I'm not sure if I fixed that water issue, but man, I'm really hoping it did something, because I really do miss having the carpet in the Civic, but I also hate feeling all that humidity in there when it rains, you know? Well, today's project is gonna be for the Civic. Let me show you guys what I got over here. This is a K-tuned clutch master cylinder and a slave cylinder. And I also got some bushings. And I'm gonna be real with you guys, I don't really know what I'm doing. But if you've been watching my videos, you already know I don't know what I'm doing. And I just like to tackle projects and learn as I go. So let's check this out. K-tuned? Okay. Sheesh. I'm not sure what that is. Ooh, okay. Nice. So I honestly couldn't tell you which is which, but looking at this cheat sheet, this one is the slave cylinder with this little boot right here, and this should be the clutch master cylinder right here. Oh yeah. Now I'm not exactly sure what a clutch master cylinder does and what a slave cylinder does, but what I do know is that when I'm driving a Civic, it's not really enjoyable to drive because all the gears feel really like choppy. Like if I go into gear, right, I gotta kind of like push harder than usual compared to the Prelude. And there's this thing with third gear. I don't know if it's just with a Civic SIs, but when I go into third gear, it'll kind of go into gear, and sometimes it'll just push back out all by itself. And I'm like, what the heck, yo? Sometimes when I go into third gear and kind of hold it as I let go of the clutch, it'll grind, it'll make a loud popping noise, and then it'll fully engage. But yo, it's just really sketchy. And even when I go into some other gears, it'll grind. And I don't think I'm a bad driver at all. I mean, when I drive the Prelude, I don't grind gears at all. But for some reason with the Civic, man, it just feels like I really gotta force each gear in, otherwise it's gonna grind or something, or it's gonna pop out of gear. But anyways, I did a lot of research, and a lot of people were pointing to the CMC, which is the clutch master cylinder, and the slave cylinder. People were also suggesting that I should switch to AMSOIL manual transmission fluid, and they were even claiming that there's something wrong with the transmission, that like the third gear synchro is bad and that you need to upgrade it. First of all, I've never messed with the transmission before, and I definitely don't know what a synchro is, so messing with the transmission is definitely out the question as of now. And so out of those 3 options, I decided to go with the CMC and slave cylinder upgrade, along with these little bushings. I'll probably change the manual transmission fluid later, but for now, we're gonna go with this upgrade, and hopefully it's gonna make the Civic shift like butter. It's like butter, baby. Nah. We do have one big issue though. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. But luckily, I got this cheat book right here. It's a service manual for the 8th gen Civics. So I'm gonna have to follow this walkthrough step by step so I can do everything correctly. We got some brake fluid for the clutch, and I also got a brake bleeder kit because I'm not sure if I'm really gonna need it, but hey, it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Yeah. Well shoot, let's try and knock this out before it gets too dark. Yeah. Looks like a bad tea bottle. Yo, this took so long, but I got the clutch master cylinder loose and the slave cylinder, whatever, I don't know. Both of them are loose, so they're ready to come out. I don't recommend doing this yourself unless you have a lot of time and patience. I had to remove a bunch of stuff right here just to take off one bolt for the slave cylinder, because I tried to do it without moving all that stuff out the way, and this happened. This kind of got stripped. Yo, I just realized why it was so hard for me to take it out. It's because I kept everything intact, like these lines. This line is all metal, so I really had to maneuver to get the clutch master cylinder out. But then I realized, like, yo, I could have disconnected everything and then take the parts off. I don't know, man. That's just what happens when you do everything by the book and you don't really have any experience. So this is the new setup, the new clutch master cylinder by K-Tune, and the slave cylinder. I just gotta grease this up right here and put this on here for the pedal, and then I gotta look into how to adjust the clutch line and how to bleed out the fluid correctly. And bam! Let's hope it doesn't take another 3 hours to install. Now that was a lot easier going in than it was bringing it back out. Guys, I have good news and bad news. I couldn't finish the Civic. It's a lot complicated than I thought, but yo, the lube, I had to move the lube and it sounds a lot better. The exhaust is making like a steady sound now. It doesn't sound as bad as before. The engine sounds okay. Not bad actually. And I've been letting the lube run and the check engine light hasn't come on. Usually, even if I unplug the battery and plug it back in, start the lube, the check engine light and ATTS light would come on immediately and the check engine light would be blinking. That's crazy, yo, because the only thing I did was a valve adjustment and the motor sounds a lot better. The exhaust isn't sputtering like before, and yo, check engine light ain't back on. Maybe I should do a compression test and see if everything's good. Well, I don't know, yo. It's literally midnight and I usually get up at 5 in the morning for work. So I got to shower and get some rest for work tomorrow, and we could continue the clutch master cylinder job on the Civic. But yo, I'm happy about the lube. Woohoo! Alright, yo, I'll keep y'all posted.